You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You're now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. The crew is in the building. Got a few special guests. Got my man Jay Moore. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. You know, we're moving into some new territory.
Yeah, episode 400,
Episode
bro.
400, you know, so longevity has its place.
Yeah, speaking of longevity, hey, buddy, how are you? Okay, it's good to see you.
Doing all right.
Plaque Man is what we can call you today. Plaque Man.
I don't know if I like that.
You don't like Plaque Man?
That does not sound.
Yeah, that sounds like something.
It's close to
that sounds like something your dentist would come up with.
It's close to Pac-Man, though.
No, that sounds like
Sounds
something.
like my arteries are wrong, my teeth are wrong.
You got a lot of bad stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He clogged up.
Yeah.
You don't want to be Plaque Man.
No.
All right, sorry, I'll take that back then.
But I appreciate the sentiment.
But let us. Okay, you know what? Let's get through it.
Let's just get through it and then, yeah. My man DJ Jay Diff. What's happening, man?
Salutations.
Everything good your way, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Episode 400.
Episode 400. We had some of the homies slide through that have contributed to
Hi.
us getting one of them looking for props off camera right now. That have contributed to us to get to 400, man. So it was good to see the homies, man. The homie Byron Brother to the Night was in the building. Our intern, the Gobinator, super producer, was in the building. Red August. He's flipping us off.
Yeah, put that bird away, sir.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with him. The homie DJ Spools is in the building with some fresh Wallies on.
Yes, sir.
So
They're comfortable.
yeah, it's good to see everybody, man, because there's no way we get to 400.
Thank you. You're far too kind.
There's no way we get to 400 episodes. There's no way we get our plaque game up without everybody that's contributed. So salute to everybody that supported us to get to this point.
Thanks.
A lot of shit gonna be talked. Yeah, and that's
I digress is going to be where I'm at today.
And hold the plaque up once again.
Thank you.
I want people to understand.
Talk to him, man.
That you know, for some guys from Indiana who like to talk about unpopular hip hop.
Yeah.
To reach this milestone, and none of us are famous. You know, we're not former anything. You know, we're just some guys who love hip hop.
True.
You know, DJ, MC, produce, have done events, worked in the fringes of the industry,
in the trenches.
Yes,
definitely in the trenches.
You know,
facts.
So I'm not even gonna lie. You know, I'm bragging. I'm gloating.
Yes.
with this plaque, because there's a lot of folks out there who, you know, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
And you should continue.
Yeah.
But you don't have bring it up.
Put the plaque back up there, man.
Yeah, but you do not have one of these. So
throughout the show, just do this randomly. Like, I don't care when it is.
You
just
know,
do that.
if you keep working hard, if you're dedicated, you know, you put things out that people care about, and you're actually about the work.
You still might not get one.
You still might not get one.
But Jay,
I mean, that's still, you know, that's the only way we know how to do it.
Here's the thing, though. Don't forget this part. This is the part. Because it's when I say it's very simple, you can strip it down to a few things. Number one, focus on your craft and getting better at your craft. That's first and foremost. 2, stay consistent in what you do. 3, stop worrying about what the everybody else have going on and just focus in on being great and continue to being better. It'll pay dividends later. Stay out the way, focus on your craft.
Sometimes.
You don't think so all the time?
Hey, sometimes. I mean, because we're still in a place where
we stay out the way, though.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
We're still,
give them the real, Terry.
We're still in a place where no matter what we do, however big this gets, we still don't get the recognition that we deserve in certain places. I'll say that.
No, he right.
So
right.
I mean,
right on that.
I mean, the hard work and dividends, all that pays off. It's more so to me just an acknowledgement of self and us. Essentially, I really don't care about people.
I take
shout out to Lone.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, they don't make us or break us. We do this because we love it.
True.
And let me tell you something else about this.
That's a good point, bro.
You see, because you can buy, followers on Twitter or X or whatever. You can buy followers on Instagram. What you cannot do is through the Google and the YouTube program. You cannot buy
Yeah.
Well, you
So this isn't-
can.
You can.
This-
you buy?
But you don't get if they're bought subscribers,
bought,
you don't get one of these.
You don't get one of these.
Yeah.
These are organic.
These are organic. There had to be 100,000 people to hit subscribe for to get one of these. And I want to give special props to specifically Jay Diff and Lonegevity.
Yes.
Because even before we were a podcast, they were holding it down as far as bringing down the band, as far as a site to share music and to engage in culture. So, you know, this is 10 years of hard work, even though how long is the podcast? Eight?
We're coming up on
8 years.
Yeah.
You know, so there was time before there was a podcast that Bring Down the Band was a thing. And so there was a groundwork laid by those two individuals who are right here and still right here doing it. And so you have to give.
And it still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, we also have the secondary channel that hosts all of the new old heads clips and, you know, some things that are just directly. And we're at, what are we at, like
What's that?
10, 12,000 over there?
We're at almost 9,000.
Yeah, right around 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's from people that just watched the full episode.
Yeah, from people who sit and watch. There are people who literally I've talked to. They say, I watch you guys just like I watch Joe Budden, just like I watch Bomani Jones or Joe Rogan. So, but you know, props to those people who hold us down and watch the full episode, because we see those numbers and we want to acknowledge them as well.
You know what? Terry makes a good point. I'm glad he actually jumped in and said what he said as it relates to the recognition piece, right? Because we're human. People like to be recognized for things that they do. That's just human nature. I'm not saying it's a necessity or I walk around having to have it, but it feels good to be acknowledged for certain things that you do. And he's absolutely correct. There's so many times that we sit back and just laugh because we're like, yeah, we've done that. We did that 2 or 3 years ago. We did this 4 years ago. And everybody kind of we just stay under the radar. But he made a very good point. It's not about that. You can't get wrapped up in that. It's about doing what you love to do in the content. So now I feel you on that, bro. That's real. That's real. I stand corrected on that. Gotta have those.
The new old heads started on Bringing Down the Band. But the early stuff, even the full episodes, were on Bringing Down the Band.
Right.
And then we slowly merged and we created our own channel, you know, a few years in. But all our segments go out there. But Bringing Down the Band exists beyond just the new old heads as well.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And I need to make that clear. Like, there's a lot of content that comes out on there as far as news and hip hop, period, new music, and it's beyond and it's bigger than us. You know what I mean? And I'm not diminishing anything, you know what I mean? But I just want to put that out there, you know, like, it hasn't gone away, you know, we don't blog anymore,
right?
You know, but the site is still there and we're still sharing music and we're still pushing out nonstop for almost 15 years now. So I know for a fact that through the YouTube channel, even just through the YouTube channel back when we used to promote music, like, I know for a fact that I put tens of thousands of dollars in people's pockets.
Absolutely.
That's real. That's real.
And you know, we shared, like I said, I've said this many times, we shared over 12,000 blog posts in a little under a decade. So, you know, that's sharing a lot of independent artists, and we'd never shared anything we didn't like. So keep that in mind. So.
Standards for sure.
Yeah, definitely. When you think of quality control, that's definitely what the brand stands for at the end of the day. Because if we didn't like it, we didn't rock with it, we didn't care if we knew you.
Yeah.
Yep.
We still weren't going to share it. So I mean, I've always loved the integrity of the brand, you know what I'm saying? Because we just don't falter. And that's kind of with everything that we're involved in.
Yeah.
True.
When it comes down to quality stuff that we rock with and we feel like somebody else should pay attention to it too, the most popular people out right now are people we were rocking with a long time ago. It's almost like we kind of knew where this was going. Yeah. And here we are now.
Yep.
So shout out to DJ Jay Diff for sharing this one. I was not aware of this, but apparently, and this conversation has been going on for a long time. It's been a lot of back and forth. And it says Jay-Z files a notice to claim masters ahead of Dame Dash's Reasonable Doubt auction. So Dame is setting up to have an auction on August 29th, where with a minimum bid of $1.2 million required for the opportunity to participate in the sale for his ownership stake in Reasonable Doubt and Rockefeller. Jay-Z came out and undercut that with a notice to potential owners of Dash's stake that they will only be able to profit from Reasonable Doubt revenues roughly for 6 years, after which the master recordings and the album will revert back to Jay-Z, granting him full ownership under Section 203 of the Copyright Act.
Okay.
So basically,
Changes things a little bit, huh?
Changes things a lot, because basically you can cop, but you better eat for them 6 years, because it's coming back to Hove. It's coming back to Hove in whatever 6 years from now is. I'm old. I don't know what that would be, but do the math, Long.
30?
30, 31, I don't know.
It's just 6. It's 24.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That made us look kind of bad. We was in here messing up simple math.
We've been stunting all night about a plaque, and I can't even,
like, I don't know, 4, 5, whatever.
Looking like T.I. son that didn't know how to spell tomorrow.
The Goban is so disappointing to me. He's a college student.
So explain this to me like I'm 6. What exactly is happening again?
So Dame is setting up an auction to sell his stake in Rockefeller.
Okay.
The bid minimum is $1.2 million just to even get an opportunity.
Okay, for his stake.
For his stake only. Jay-Z came in and undercut that by saying,
no, he didn't undercut.
Well, not undercut, but I'm using the wrong phrase. He filed a motion to say 6 years from now, I'm going to get all of this
or
back.
Just stated. Just let it be known to the buying public that if you decide that you want to buy this share,
you only get it for 6 years.
You only get it for 6 years. Yep.
So that reduces, like, to me as an investor, that reduces my want to purchase this, because to me, before this, in my personal opinion, or what I thought, is that whoever buys it continues to have that share of the album forever. Well, with Jay-Z, he's pretty much saying that it was already written in whatever contracts they signed that it's supposed to revert back to him after so long.
So my question is this.
Go ahead.
Is this shady work by Dame, or is this shady work by Jay? Because to me, it feels like Jay is getting ahead of it, and he's making it clear so nobody gets, doesn't invest a lot of money into something and then down the line realizes that they don't own it for the long run.
Which in turn hurts Dame, because now that makes, to Terry's point, that makes people more skeptical. Did I say skeptical? Skeptical. Thank you. Sorry, Gobo. I'm being a bad influence tonight.
That Ball State education.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's what you got to look forward to.
Don't do that. But
shouts to all the Ball State alumni.
Come on, man. It's like 3 of them in here. There's 2 in here right now, and we got a youngster in here. Don't corrupt his mind.
Too late.
Don't do that. But nah, man, like, it makes the auction look different, because you basically you gonna cop for 6 years?
Yeah, but I understand what your point is as far as who do you think is shady in this?
Yeah.
So I think what it boils down to is that Dame already knew it was going to revert back to Jay-Z.
That's what I think as well.
You know what I'm saying? So
there's no way he didn't know that.
He absolutely knew that.
He
knew it was going to revert back. That's why he's been trying to get rid of it for so long.
Right.
Because he wants to. This is me speculating.
Right.
He may want it to get the money grab right now to allow somebody, time to kind of marinate on it or whatever. I think would it be shady on both ends? I mean, I know they're not friends right now.
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with Jay.
No, I don't find anything wrong with Jay, because I think that's being principled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's shady. Like that's super shady to know that. And who knows what the valuation of that is for those 6 years. Maybe
That's the question.
Maybe it is $1.2 million. We don't know that.
It's probably might be more, honestly.
Might be.
Because if it's going to auction and that's the starting price, and I'm going to kind of rewind back a little bit to where Lupe was saying that Drake should buy the masters of this album. I don't agree with that. 1/3. I don't agree with that, but that's neither here nor there. I think what Jay is doing is just being, what's the word I'm looking for?
He's putting all potential buyers up on game.
He's definitely doing that, but he's being transparent. He's being transparent about the sale of this. That regardless of how much money you spend, it's coming back to me. So, and in turn, think about if you have 1/3 share of this album and you want to do something with it. I believe you would still have to get support from the other 2 shares
before you
can move on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it just
unless
like
there's
a status thing to say at this point that I own a portion of the blueprint? Because
is this the blueprint or reasonable doubt?
Reasonable doubt.
Reasonable doubt.
You're right. Is it just a status thing to say that I own a portion of it? Because I don't think you can move without the support of the other 2 shares.
Well, I guess it depends. My question would be, and I would need to know more information, is this like his percentage of the royalties that are coming in from this record being sold for the next 6 years? Or is this just like a stake in ownership? You know, like, because if it's just a stake in ownership and you're going to lose it, then why would you do it?
It's just a vanity piece for someone.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not really I mean, if the only asset of Rockefeller is this particular album, like, is it generating 1.2 million a year?
Because it says,
I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm just putting it out there.
It's a lot of streams.
It says the two sides reached a settlement regarding Dash's right to sell his ownership stake in Reasonable Doubt back in 2022.
So they agreed that he could sell it.
Right.
But then Jay is just being transparent because now that he actually has something set up to sell it, hey, look, this is what's going to happen.
I just love to see what the potential earnings could be for the 6-year period.
It must not be much right now, because from my understanding, Dame is going through some hard times financially.
Because this has been brought on by
this. Yeah, he needs to sell this in order to kind of pay off some debt.
Yeah.
So if he's selling it for 1.2 million, obviously it must not be generating enough for him right now.
Because there's a judgment against him for 800 and something, and that's and that's what they say. Because a lot of things are said through these particular channels, but I do know that there's a particular judgment he has to pay.
Yeah,
that's in the ballpark of 800K. You know,
and I'm not mad at it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
No, I mean, and I'm not. But at the same time, like I said, it would be a situation if I just had money like that, and I was like, as a vanity hip hop fan, I wanted to have, I could say, I own part of the Rockefeller legacy. And since Jay-Z,
come with a plaque?
Hey, if it comes with a plaque, I might be in.
Yeah.
We got a plaque on the table.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it came with one of these,
show them what's on the table.
If it came with one of these,
there you go. Yeah. Show
something similar, I might want to get down. But, if I'm looking at it from an actual investment, it just, I don't know. It'd be like if somebody said, "Oh, here's this painting that you can have in your home
for 6 years."
For 6 years, and then
I get it back.
Yeah, and then then someone else can take it.
You better set up some meet and greets.
You better have some people come in and look at that paint and get that money back.
$20 a head. Come look at this.
Do y'all think that there's a way to have someone deep dive, do the research to see what the earning potential could be over a projection of 6 years? Is that even possible?
For sure. But I think we would, honestly, I just think we need more information on this to really go any deeper than what we've already kind of talked about. Because,
Got you.
Because if this is just that's the piece, that's the Jay-Z piece, right? It's like, is he just letting them know that this is a bad investment, or is he saying you only have 6 years?
I think it's more of a, okay, get what you can get, but just know it's coming home eventually. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's that.
Soon.
Like Terry said, you still got to talk to me.
You got to talk to me about it. And at the end of the day, this is an example of somebody that is running their music business the correct way. Like, all of his paperwork is in order.
True.
Whenever it came time to dissolve Rockefeller as a record label, as a business, and they went their separate ways, he made sure that all the paperwork and things were in line to pretty much keep him comfortable and to keep his baby, essentially, because that's his, I mean, you could say Blueprint is his magnum opus, but I mean, this is what introduced Jay-Z to the masses, was Reasonable Doubt.
And it was supposed to be his only album.
Yeah. So, I mean, if anything, I mean, Jay-Z is literally giving you a blueprint on what you should do in this music business. If you approach it as a business versus just approaching it as, I just want to rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to be famous real quick so I can get a couple brand deals and I can sell a Happy Meal. Nothing against anybody who's got a Happy Meal deal. Shout out to you.
I want a Happy Meal deal.
I wouldn't mind it.
I'll get a lemon pepper wing deal.
Hey,
now that's the deal.
Yeah.
Depending on where you get them from.
Yeah.
And we had a nice tasting of some that were good, but
I didn't even get one, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, man, you got to move quick with the lemon peppers in the house.
Yeah, man.
Go over there. They got 5.
Yeah, man. I think Jay-Z is very smart, and his business acumen is very high. So,
and I look, I hope Dame Dash figures this out.
I do too.
Because I like I said, I don't think it was Jay doing something malicious to Dame. I really don't. I know it can be viewed that way, but at the same time, like, I would want someone to give me a heads up on what my investment really is.
True.
as opposed to just letting me find out as soon as I buy it, I got to give it back in 6 years. It's like, no, I thought I was going to have this. It's like,
just like Lone said, he's fully aware. He's been aware of. Yeah. He's smart enough to know.
There's a lot of classic albums that, if the paperwork is taken care of, then people should be getting their rights back.
I don't know if, and I'm thinking just from a royalty standpoint, I doubt Reasonable Doubt makes, from a third split of Reasonable Doubt,
in the streaming era,
I doubt it makes that much. Mm-hmm. If that's what it is.
I think it's sentimental to Jay.
More than anything?
More than anything at the end. That's the reason why it's written up to where he gets complete ownership of it after so long.
And because I know some people were like, well, why doesn't he just buy it back? Why didn't he just give Dame the money? He was like, I'm just going to get it back anyway.
Yeah. That's a waste of money on his part.
But Lone, it could be outside of streaming, there could be, licensing opportunities.
I'm sure there's lots of licensing,
you know what I'm saying?
T-shirts and,
merch, all that merch. And there's probably some ways that thing can really move around.
But once again, what if Jay-Z and Biggs don't want to sign off on
I don't think they're signing off on that because I don't think he wants his songs in commercials other than if he authorizes. Like, I don't know if y'all seen latest commercial has PSA in it, but it's like a Samsung commercial or something. Yeah. We know Jay-Z has a relationship with these people.
Yeah.
And he's going to make dividends off of that. I don't see him bastardizing his music in order to make a profit because he doesn't really need it like that.
Because a lot of times
just Blair's got a check from that too.
With and it's not even that. Sometimes with your image, like I was at Meyer, and you could buy an Ice Cube T-shirt with him leaning on the in Meyer.
Yeah.
Well, and
I'm like, who gets the money for that?
So
hopefully Cube.
So I've been sharing a lot of shorts on Bringing Down the Band recently, and you can add affiliate product links, and you can gain commission off of anything. So we can do that with our videos too, right? So we're talking about this right now. We could put an affiliate link for this segment for Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, and if somebody goes and buys it, we can get 5% of that or whatever. It depends on the store. But I've looked at Walmart's store. Walmart is selling so much artwork, random T-shirts, and all this stuff from like hip hop related stuff.
Snoop, Wu-Tang,
obscure stuff too. I was shocked, how much it was, how the VAT, not how much content.
Yeah, it's stuff that you can't buy from Walmart. It's on their website.
That's what I mean.
I think they're more. They've kind of done the Amazon thing where they're an affiliate essentially.
I think so as well. Yeah,
because you can literally go on a Walmart site and buy some Jordans.
True,
but you can't buy no
Jordans in the store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got some Shaqs in the store. Yeah, shout out to Shaq though, but they got some Shaqs.
They're
Montel Jordans.
They'll be Jordan. They're gonna say they're Jordones.
Shout out to Montel Jordan. You kind of caught it straight there, brother. Yeah. Montel Jordan. I ain't mean that.
They got some. You can get you some good.
I feel like that's a pretty good comparison. Yeah. Montel Jordan shoes probably belong in a Walmart as opposed to a Michael Jordan's in the summer.
You might be able to get a Montel Jordan tire or something.
They got some Avias in there, some flip flops.
First of all, I remember one time Avia
used to be the truth.
Was a smooth. Yeah, they weren't.
And they still got some high tops that's cold. I ain't gonna hold you. That's pretty cold.
I'm trying to think who was on those. Who was on Avia?
What do you mean enjoy those? You wouldn't rock them?
No.
The high top joints?
Knock yourself out, man.
Nobody's getting in the sneaker lottery for some Avias.
Terry is like a sneaker sensei, man. He keep me on point on. I don't know if you should put those on, Mike.
Nah, I tell you,
that's what his phrase is. I mean, you can wear them. That's what he always tell me. So
look, I'm like I said, I'm not. I bought some Reebok. I'm Wash 13s.
But you know what? They're classics, though. The low top joints with the gum on the bottom. I'll rock those.
I mean, the thing is, in retrospect, I wish I'd have bought, like, for the price I got them for, I should have bought 3 pair.
You should have. Because you can flip those.
No, I don't want to flip them. I just want to have them.
When I say flip, I mean you can wear them multiple ways, and they comfortable.
I wear them to work. I wear them to the club. I don't care. Just need some white tennis shoes.
Yeah, you just used to spinning the wheel, that's all. Shout out to Lone, bringing down the band. Could you hold that up for me again?
Man,
this is where hold that up. So Lone has a very interesting short from the Olympics, breakdancing. Because as we know, this is the first. I definitely saw it. I shared it in there.
This is hip hop.
This is hip hop. So the Olympics obviously were featured for the first time in the Olympics 2024 Paris. There was some good.
You said the breakdancing.
That's
You said,
breakdance.
you said the Olympics were featured in the Olympics, I think. Like,
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Olympics are featuring
man.
the
This,
Olympics.
this plaque got me all out of body.
Don't get off that Spice Rum, man.
Don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't do that. But nah, man,
it's
we
doing that.
But the Olympics featured breakdancing, Jay Moore, 2024, Paris. Good moments. Some interesting moments.
Some good moments, absolutely.
Yeah,
no,
some
I
good
mean,
moments.
it's not what's being shared, but yeah, there were some good moments.
But I'd love for us to take a look at Lone's
You passed it.
short
Did I?
from
Yeah,
bringing
it's
down the
up top.
band.
I seen it.
This is so good.
All right, let me just.
Please share this. Yes, this is amazing.
She ain't had no business.
I'm talking about no business.
That's when
You hear me?
That's when you don't have a qualifying round. They'd be like, "Hey, do you want to go to the Olympics?" They'd be
That's
like,
literally how she got in there, though.
Yeah.
She kind of talked her way into being the representative for Australia. She wasn't an original breakdancer.
clearly.
Yeah, she studied some moves here and there, and
Did she?
decided that she was going to represent the country of Australia.
Look, let me tell you something.
So Jay Moore, just talk to me, man. Tell me about your thoughts overall. Try your best to be as positive as possible, if you need to, if you can.
Okay.
We got 100,000 people watching. So tell me how you feel, bro. Like, what did you take from breakdancing in the Olympics?
Okay, first of all, because I did not watch it live.
Okay.
When I'm out and about, I see the clip that's
Yeah.
going around. I was like, oh, this whole breakdancing in Olympics thing is just trolling.
Right.
Like, I thought, oh, they found a way to make fun of hip hop on a global stage. Now, I've seen some other clips of other people doing it. And so I was like, oh, okay, some of these people understood the assignment. But when I saw this woman just out there kind of with the herky-jerky movements.
Yeah.
Because this is hip hop.
Yeah.
This is hip hop.
Like, I thought, like somebody posted something. It was a picture of Shabba-Doo.
In turbo looking.
From it's like, look, I did not do all that breakdancing to save miracles, so y'all could be doing this. And the thing is, like,
Yeah,
if
bunny hopping out
if
here.
that's what if that was, they would have never saved a community center with those kind of moves. Some kids would have just had to go and sell crack or something, because they were going to have to build that shopping center.
Facts.
Because
Facts.
this was, like I said, I thought this was trolling. I was like, oh, okay, and especially when I see that they're not going to have breaking in the Olympics in 2028 when it comes to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Right.
What a time to not continue it. And what a location.
Yeah, so
But
I'm glad there was the elements of the culture there. I was disappointed there were no. How you not gonna have one judge, maybe even from the Bronx?
Come on, man.
You didn't
How is
have
Crazy
any,
Legs not involved?
How did you not have any
Facts.
DJ? Like I said, I could break this down on a whole lot of levels and where it was culturally insensitive, but that was funny to see that woman from Australia get out there and
Embarrass herself.
yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny,
Yeah.
but I think from another point, like, it does kind of. It's kind of a shame at the same time that everybody like this became such a meme moment that it kind of overshadowed some of the better performances that were going on there.
Because they're not sharing any of the good ones.
True.
Yeah, and there were a lot of really great performances there.
I saw a couple that were extremely dope.
Yeah, so that's my only take, but I will say it is that particular part was really funny.
What you think, Terry? How did you how did you feel just about the event as a whole?
Honestly, I was underwhelmed. I didn't even watch the men's day because the women's day kind of left a sour taste.
That's the parts
in my
that I
mouth.
saw. I saw the men's.
Yeah, so I seen like maybe one or two dancers from the men's side, and it was like they were just getting anybody to represent breakdancing. It's kind of, I mean, this is the thing about hip hop being so big now. I mean, it's literally the biggest genre still, regardless of how you cut it, how you like it, regardless. It's the biggest genre out there. And for it to come to this moment was a pinnacle. But like building up to it, I was excited to see this.
Yeah.
And when I seen it, to me, it just didn't represent hip hop the way that I envisioned it representing hip hop.
Right.
Like I said, I didn't see the men's day. Also, nobody from the United States advanced to like the finals. I don't think either.
I only saw clips, so I didn't actually watch anything.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know how to take it. I don't know, and especially them not involving anybody that's part of hip hop. Like, what kind of judges? Like, what were they judging off of? Were they judging off the acrobatic moves, or?
I'm personally not sure. The only caveat to that I will say is that this wasn't ever going to be a permanent thing for the Olympics. It was just a one-off thing that France decided to try out for France. So, or I don't know who's in part of that committee. I'm guessing it was France or something, but because that's where it was this year, right? Because I haven't watched any Olympics. So
it has to be. Well, I did learn that it has to be in 3 Olympics for it to be considered a primary sport.
I see.
Or for it to continue on. So they were saying that it's not going to be in 2028, but it may be in the following Olympics, depending on how they vote. So next year, softball, was it cricket? I don't know. There's like three sports that are replacing the.
I see.
The b-boy, b-girl, whatever breaking section of the Olympics next year. Well, in 2028 for LA. But I don't know. It was a good nod, but at the same time, it just wasn't what I felt was hip hop. Like Jay Moore said, when I think of breaking, I think of Turbo and Ozone. I think of Beat Street. I think of the originators. And if they didn't have a part in how this was done, I don't think it was genuine.
And I don't know I don't know the origins of how this turned into an Olympic thing. So.
It came off as, to me, it came off as off-brand. It was very off-brand because I'm looking at the stage. The stage was dope, and I'm like,
the stage was dope. The
crowd set up. The idea is dope, but I'm looking at the judges panel, and I'm like, what do these sheets actually have on them?
But
who are these people that are actually judging this? It just was off-brand to me, bro. Like it was a squandered opportunity to me.
Yeah, I think of actual dancers, like even the Les Twins. You know what I'm saying? Les Twins. Who else? There a lot of dope. The freaking Jabberwockies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's lots of hip hop breaking groups that were far superior than the ones I've seen in this contest. So I mean, I don't know if they threw their hats in the ring for it or whatnot, but
you know how many people that you see that are extremely talented at breaking and locking. You could just scroll through Instagram and see people that are phenomenal at this.
The Les Twins are from France.
Are they? I'm not too hip on breakdancers.
There's a group of guys, I think they call it a Ghetto Funk Collective or something. Like they have videos that are amazing, locking over different types of beats, and it's just like, where are these people? Like, if we're gonna do it,
man. Again, I don't. Maybe you didn't see the men's, but the men's versions that I saw of what they were doing was pretty good.
There's probably some videos that I didn't see. So to your point, maybe it was some heat out there.
Then again, I only saw clips. I haven't watched anything of any of the Olympics except for through a couple clips.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Snoop walk in, and like he kind of opened the door for the whole. Not opened the door, but he introduced the whole thing, and it was.
They said Snoop was getting a lot of bread to walk around in Paris.
He looked like he had the time of his life.
Hey man, good for him.
Yeah, I mean, the part, like I said, the parts that I watched because I would have it on my place of work.
Yeah,
and then I have access to a Peacock account, so I was able to watch some of the events. It was good.
I also feel like people are trying to shame people for shaming her for her lackluster performance, and I'm to the point now where if you're not good at something, then this is the backlash of it. And you shouldn't be trying to protect somebody that had no business being there in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to start owning our mistakes in life, man. You can't just call every time somebody messes up and people gang up on them, oh, you're shaming them. No, they shouldn't have did it.
I heard
they did get a 0. They give her
she got a 0
out of 0.
Yeah.
Oh, she did.
I mean, she was bunny hopping, bro.
I mean, I heard, and I don't know if this is a rumor or what, somebody just trying to, that she knew that she couldn't do the physical stuff as much as some of the other
Shouldn't have been there.
ones. So she chose herself to do the interpretive dance thing. And I don't know if somebody was trolling.
Interpretive dance.
I mean, it's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean,
she was doing the bunny hop thing at the, she was doing that thing.
Man, it's so embarrassing, man. But I mean, we got to realize too, the culture is at a point where it's worldwide and everybody's accepted it. So it will be watered down and unacceptable to a lot of us. But at the same time, this is a part of some people's upbringing and how they live their life. I mean,
I heard she went to school for it. I heard
nah, she didn't go to school for that. Nah, she ain't go to school for that.
I'm dead serious.
Please, Q.
Nah, she ain't go to school for that.
The hip hop lady dance instructor that's in the blue outfit.
Your hands are always
She probably went to school for it too.
Yeah,
Long, she ain't go to school.
She ain't no business either.
Gobo can bunny hop right now. She ain't go to school for that.
I mean, I can too.
Her name was Ray Gun.
This is what it is to be famous instead of great.
Yeah.
Because this woman is famous now.
You know, this falls.
She probably will garner some appearances.
She probably, somebody's going to give her an endorsement deal where she's going to do the bunny hop and sell some soft drinks.
Because this falls under your umbrella, bring back booing, kind of, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know, I'm a fan of booing.
Yeah. She need to be booed, right?
This is booing. Yeah, she should have been.
A 0 out of 0.
I'm a
Judges
fan
did
of the
their thing.
shame campaign. We need to bring back shaming. Everybody needs to be shamed. There should be no more shaming for shaming people.
Yo,
Shame campaign.
He said bring back shaming.
Ought to
That
be
sounds
ashamed.
worse than booing.
I mean, it's the same thing, essentially, but I mean, people should be ashamed.
That's what booing is. You should be ashamed of yourself for getting on stage and presenting this as
Exactly.
entertainment.
You got me there. That is, you should be ashamed
I
of yourself.
mean, it was definitely entertainment.
A lot of things are entertaining.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Doesn't make
Would
it
you
right.
say? Would you say, Lona? They got the views. They definitely got the views.
How many views does it have?
Can we watch that one more time? And another.
Look at her.
Yo, she like she got shot on that one part. Go back to that
She
part.
did
One
that in
more time.
front of the world, man.
She like she got shot. Like it's right here though, right here. Right there, she got shot. What is that?
I don't know, man. I hope we don't get copyrights taken down
Yeah,
for the Family Guy.
that cocaine is good over there in France too. I guess.
Man, listen.
Yeah, that's what Michael Jordan's son said.
Hey, man.
Oh. I mean,
I was gonna leave that alone.
I didn't.
I'll stay out of.
hey, man, you Michael Jordan's son over there for the Olympics. That's what
That's
she's
not
supposed
grown
to be.
folks.
Are you
That's what she's supposed to be doing.
Are you justifying?
I'm not justifying
this hoodlum activity, Jay
Look,
Moore?
if it was me, it'd be like, oh, he need to get his life together. But when you Michael Jordan's son,
Oh, that
He
justifies
doesn't
it.
have to get his life together.
yeah, it's
He don't
not,
have to.
It's not like this is going to keep him from getting some job in corporate America. I can't get caught out there sniffing a little something. That might mess up my political connects.
Yeah,
It
we,
actually might have got him a job. Do you know how many people in corporate America toot that booger sugar?
Yeah.
man?
So
Jay
Wolf
Moore,
of
if
Wall
you do,
Street.
if you do that, they're gonna take our plaque back.
no, they're not going to do that. No, they're not. What they're not going to do is take back our plaque for 100,000 subscribers. So please don't put that out in the universe. Yeah,
Nobody
look
can
at
take
the
that
way
back.
it shines from different angles. It's very nice.
We got a letter that came with that too. When y'all get one, it'll come with one. All right.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
I got to give Gobo his flowers on this one because I really like this question that he put in the Discord.
Okay.
And it says, if you could go to the listening party of any album ever made with the artist that made it, what album would that be? So the album, the artist is in the spot, they turned up, it's an album release, like the review, the album release party.
Is this hip hop or just whatever?
I think it was hip hop. It was based off hip hop for the Post.
All right, I already know my.
I know mine.
You got yours already?
Absolutely.
I can get mine out the way.
Go ahead,
I'm,
Lone.
I'm not going. I'm just going to stay home.
That's boring.
Why would you?
I know.
Why would you?
But
do
that's
that?
it. That's on brand.
You can at
That's-
least that's on brand for him. But he can at least.
I don't believe it. Though.
No, because you would have went to me knowing you would have went to the listening or
Fontaine might not have went.
you would have
No,
went to the
Fontaine
minstrel
would've
show.
went.
You would have went to the minstrel show.
It Ninth Wonder wouldn't have went.
In a different.
He wouldn't have went. Ninth one going.
It depends on which version of me. Modern day version of me.
No,
No.
the version of you when the minstrel show came out. I think you go.
Yes. Yeah,
Timepiece,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. But
So-
I'll let you go and I'll think about it. How about that?
You
Let me
said
do the
George.
Trump hands. I'll let
Yeah.
you do that and then I'll think about it.
You said yours fast though.
Easy. I'm going to AT Aliens. I want to
Yeah.
be a part
Is there
of that.
is there a reason why?
There's lots of reasons why. Actually,
Elaborate, brother, a little bit.
because all right. So prior to AT Aliens being released, Outkast was already my favorite group.
Okay.
From just hearing the first album. So the sound sonically on that second album was so different than anything I had ever heard.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't like AT Aliens.
I love it.
When I first hit play on AT Aliens, I was in love with it. It was like it was meant for me. You know what I'm saying? I got another one too though.
Preaching.
I got another one. I wish I was there for College Dropout.
Oh,
Okay.
Kanye in a listening session.
College Dropout. My go-tos are AT Aliens and College Dropout, because College Dropout was literally, if I was making a rap album, was my life story. Like, a lot of the stuff that he was talking about were literal things I was going through, even down to dropping out of college, working for the Gap. You know, it was just too many things that resonated with me. So those two albums, AT Aliens, it was sonically amazing to me. This is before I think Dre ascended as the best artist in Outkast. I think they both were at the top tier of their rap. Well, not top tier, but they were neck and neck as far as rhythm patterns and style goes, in my personal opinion. But the sound and feeling of the album was just so solid to me.
I'm not mad at either. I'm not mad at either one of those. Jay, what you got? Come on now.
I'm going to hang out at the listening party.
Oh Lord.
For Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers.
Oh,
Gotta be an interesting.
I just feel like this is
all members in the building.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if everybody's out of jail.
Yeah, everybody gotta be out.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah. You know what?
Who's available will be there.
You know, so I'm just thinking this is when they were at their rawest as personalities and probably as artists.
Okay. And
I could just imagine being in there with, you know, Ghost and Meth, who are just, you know, all of them just like they're not, everybody's drinking whatever out of plastic cups, you know.
They literally just got off the block. Like, they weren't too far removed from
still
like
on the block.
Thank you. I stand corrected.
I'm just in there so I could be witness probably for the last days of the official griminess of the Wu-Tang Clan before everybody starts thinking, oh, we want a Wu-Tang Clan member on our label, and you know,
that's true.
Before they become superstars. Yeah. And I was like, I could say I was there when they was just happy to have, you know, an Acura Legend in the crew, and you know, maybe drive one of their friends who was still on the block. They had their Infinity Q45 in the video, and it was, you know, somebody sent them to Macy's so they could get Tommy Hill figured up. Yeah, you know, like I just feel like that would have been a vibe that I would have very much enjoyed. Yeah. But if you know, but on the other end, you know, if I could have been there for,
give me another one.
Volume 2. Jay-Z
Volume 2.
No, I take that back. Not Volume 2. I would do, because, you know, they didn't know exactly what Volume 2 was going to do. I would be there. This is the first album when we know Jay-Z is a superstar, when we're talking about Volume 3. And so, like, going to that party, because that'd be the just the other end of being at the Wu-Tang 36. It would be like every bad chick who's available would want to be at that party. Yeah. It would be the best liquor, the best food, and
that party would be crazy.
That would probably be at the top
Belvy.
Of the most luxurious, you know, the luxurious part of hip hop at that time, and then still be music I respected on that level.
Armadale would have been in there. Would that have been Armadale?
That was still the Armadale era.
Okay, I could remember. That was Armadale.
That's before everybody got on Goose.
Yeah,
they put Armadale down. No, you know what? That wasn't even Armadale.
Armadale went out yet?
No, that's when they decided to get the liquor deal because they had made Belvedere so popular.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember Armadale had come out.
Yeah, because I remember they made trash ass Belvedere super popular. Unless Belvedere would like to give us a sponsorship, then I think it's the greatest vodka in the world.
You know, we got 100,000 watches.
But yeah, Armadale came a little bit later on when they said, "Hey, look, we made these other folks so much money. Let's do our own vodka."
Mm-hmm. What you think, Lone? You have time to ponder, or you want me to go?
You can go.
All right. So Terry knows, and you all know, Outkast. I'm praying with him. So basically, I agree with you on AT Aliens for sure. But the producer in me says the Blueprint. Okay. Because I need to hear Kanye and Just Blaze and Timbaland and Bink
and Eminem.
Yes.
Hey, he did Renegade.
He did.
It was Renegade. It was one of his beats.
That would have been a good time.
M is there. Timbo's there. Just Blaze is there. Kanye. This is dog, like grimy, like not grimy, but hungry Kanye and Just Blaze. Like this was
the peak of Rockefeller.
Come on. Yeah. And then you got Bink and all these incredible producers in there. I want to hear them talk about this, how fast he recorded it, Young Guru. I want to hear all of that. So the Blueprint for me would have been a crazy listening session, dog. And still would have had all the chicks and the rest of it, the good food, all that. But the nerd in me says, as a creative, that one. And then, you know what? B by Common. Because
I can see that. You still gonna get Kanye. Still gonna be
Kanye. That version of Kanye and Common telling Jay Dilla stories about his show World.
That anti-aliens would have been crazy though.
Man,
it would have been Atlanta too,
bro.
Yeah.
Atlanta at that point in time,
You gonna get me hyped thinking about
different Atlanta. I don't know, because before everybody start saying that I gotta go to Atlanta, gotta move there, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Atlanta was so different, and I mean it's still vibing and whatever, but it was my experience in Atlanta as a youngster, like going down there for like college tours and like family reunions and just being amongst people. It felt so different. You know what I'm saying? I can't really describe it, man. You almost had to be there. So to be in the mix for AT-Aliens, that would have been crazy. I would have picked Me Against the World, but Pac,
I wondered if you were going to say
Pac
that.
was in jail when that came out.
So that wouldn't have hit the same.
There wouldn't have been anything.
Well, it could have been like a live stream, from.
Nah, that wouldn't have hit the same. Wasn't no live stream.
But I tell you what would have been crazy is the All Eyes on Me release.
That would have been different.
Yeah,
because it'd have been Pocket and letting everybody have it.
But Common would be, I think him and Kanye, that would have been a good one too. Good stories, just a real chill vibe, not as extravagant as some of the other ones that we described. But I feel the conversation and the stories would have been dope in that one. And those are just two that came to my mind, man. Because I'm with you. I don't care.
That would have been silly, man.
Bro, that would have been stupid. But those are the two for me. But the blueprint for sure, man, just off the producers and how fast it was done and just all of that. I think that was apex Rockefeller. So that's where I'm at. What you got, Long? Can you think of anything?
Two Live Crew as nasty as they want to be.
You know what? I'm not even mad.
I ain't mad. You could have witnessed that here in the city.
No, let's not.
He didn't even have to go to the party.
I'm just saying.
Hey.
Yeah,
there's videos out there, Jack.
I'm just trying to think of something that I would enjoy. No,
that you would enjoy that one, huh?
Yeah, of course.
I ain't mad.
I can
at
just
you,
sit and just watch.
It's a lot of watching.
No,
you see a lot.
Realistically, though, I can't. I've been thinking about it. I can't really think of one that really stands out to me that I think that I would like really. I know that it's weird, but like I can't really think of anything that I would necessarily like want to go to. Off top, like Water for Chocolate definitely came to mind. Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap came to
good call.
That would be nice.
Just because of
that'd have been nice.
I don't know. I just that one particularly. Blue and Exiles Below the Heavens came to mind. Like of course the Minstrel Show came to mind.
I like Blue and Exile,
but at the same time, like I don't know. I don't know if like. And maybe I'm obviously taking this too literal, but like,
have some fun with it.
Yeah,
man.
have some fun with it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not fun to me though. Like, this is not fun. It's like it's not fun. Like,
this is torture. I don't want to talk about it.
It sounds like a great time to me.
Yeah, it sounds a great time to me. Just to fantasize about it sounds like a great time to me.
I'd like to go to the Breakout mixtape by Maja 7th.
You were there.
I know that's the only one that I can think of.
Shout out to DJ Metronome. He was there.
So, but yeah, I don't know. Like to me, like I'm going to extend this further. Like I feel like I would enjoy this if I went with friends, and I could talk. And but stay with me here. Like I'm not going to be like if I'm just in this place where there's a whole bunch of people and it's just listening to the stories. I don't think I'm really going to enjoy it too much. But because I'm not somebody who's going to want to engage in conversations with people.
Let me ask you this: take the conversation piece out. The fan in you, just as a fly on the wall. None of that, as the creative, none of that part excites you?
Not really.
Good Kid, Mad City.
That's another one.
Section 80.
That would be interesting.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Damn.
I
can imagine because now, because Kendrick is him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I also I don't know if
Doggy Style.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I don't know.
I'd have been too little. I'd have been too young.
We've been too young
to be in that situation.
You're right. We was too young.
I was definitely too young for Two Live Crew.
Yeah.
You're right. He's right. We weren't quite ready.
If they'd have had a listening session, Life After Death.
Oh man.
And like you just there, and you are one of the first people to hear.
Notorious Thugs, and
if you're the first person here, like you know somebody till somebody kills you.
Oh my God,
hands bleed.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'm broken. I don't know.
I'm broken.
I don't know. It's like
that sounds like
you killing me, Long.
Yeah.
I just knew you was gonna say the Minstrel Show just off top. I just knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought when charity starts at home too.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But like,
I mean, I'm just thinking about if I'm able to hear those songs for the first time, and I'm thinking about where those artists were at that time. Like I said, that's why I said of all the other albums that I mentioned after it, I still think would be at the top of my list would be to listen to 36 Chamber. Imagine hearing Wu-Tang Clan, Ain't Nothing to F With.
I just think that would be just a wild experience.
With the Wu-Tang.
Super wild.
While it still smells like weed and Valentine. You know what I'm saying? It's just...
To Cal.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm thinking about, what would touch my heart and make me happy.
Yeah, that would have been a good experience for me.
I need to experience it with my friends. Otherwise, it's not.
We pulling up with you.
Friends are invited.
But I'm saying, like,
+1.
But at that point, what I'm saying is, like, it could really be almost any. It could be like any of these things. It could be like almost.
Oh,
any
I
of
see
them.
what
You know
you're
what I
saying.
mean? It's like at that point,
if we all going together.
To me, it's less about like, and I know that's not the answer to the question. I'm making it too much about myself, but like, yeah, that's the only reason why it would be like even.
Yeah,
I'd even be interested.
I got a question, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you gave me 2 albums that I would expect from you, right? Everything that everybody has said is pretty much on brand in terms of things that we would have attended. Is there a wild card artist where you say, it's as random as hell, but I probably would have wanted to be in there too? One that's not as in your wheelhouse. Something that is just...
hip hop though, right?
Hip hop, there's something that's just out there outside of what you typically rock with. If there was one that you would want to show up to, this is like the lone, I call a lone artist area, because
I do feel like I do feel like there's I would be interested in non-hip hop wise, like a Radiohead, like In Rainbows, like that interests me just because they're such brilliant musicians and that's like a brilliant album. So that one would be interesting because I'd be interested in hearing them talk about that.
That's dope.
As somebody sitting in the back in the corner that's just like, okay, that's cool, and then I could leave. You know what I mean?
You gonna take a bottle of Jack?
It's gonna be like it's gonna be like a TED Talk though. You know?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Give me something. Give me something, Terry.
I would probably say The Roots, Things Fall Apart.
And then you shoot your cousin after things fall apart.
Yeah.
Wow. Jay Moore, you got some rant off the radar a little bit.
Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel. You listen to Bobby, and then everyone's...
Oh, you trying to show out?
No, because then it'd be a whole bunch of people who are like, oh, pop music about to change.
Yeah.
I think
if I'm doing a different genre,
genre is different conversation.
If I'm doing a different genre, that can be.
You can go a lot of ways with that,
on, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't even.
That's a good point.
Thought of then. I'd have to take a time machine for this one, but it would have to be Stevie Wonder. Songs in the Key of Life would have to be.
Oh my God, man!
You know, now that I think about it, to the first question, I think I would probably do Section 80.
Section 80?
Yeah, because I felt like things felt different when Kendrick dropped Section 80. Like I just felt like the culture of like, it was like, oh, this guy who's super, super talented is about to be the guy.
He was on the verge of being him. I mean? That's true.
And then that dropped and I was like, oh, he's going to be that guy.
Yeah. Somebody's mad because chicken is being eaten.
Work.
Man, focus.
Then my blood pressure went up. I'm sorry.
Man, you really like chicken, huh?
Yeah. Chicken eating ass.
Just in here being a stereotype.
Yeah.
Stop walking into the jokes, please.
I'm going to leave that alone. But nah, I ain't mad at that, Terry.
Look at him.
No.
He loves it.
Yeah, it would have to be.
I'm going to leave that alone.
He loves it. Because
we could pivot there and then get real ignorant. I'm going to leave that alone.
Look at him. He loves it.
But he's stupid. Look at him. He loves it.
Oh, hey.
Shouts to Dave Chappelle.
I feel you, though, Terry, on the time machine, though.
Songs in the Key of Life and Thriller.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, Thriller.
Gobo, Gobo said Thriller. He wasn't even.
You know what? You're right. 2014. It's like, because Mike said out loud, I'm trying to outdo Off the Wall, and people thought he was crazy.
Yeah. And then he did it.
Yes.
And you know what's crazy? As big as Thriller was, it's only 3 videos for it.
Yeah. He ain't need no more.
There's 7 singles. There's only 3 videos.
Yeah. I mean, that video changed the game.
Yeah, and they didn't want to do a video for Thriller.
They didn't. He actually got backing to pay for Thriller.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
crazy.
MTV paid for Thriller, actually.
Really?
No, it was because he got money to. It was about selling the videotape. Because I remember when they did the whole documentary about Thriller, which was good, but I was still disappointed.
I still liked it.
But the one for Bad and the one for Off the Wall are so
But
much
you got to
better.
realize the time of our lives when we watched those two.
True.
Think about it. Because
True.
I remember watching that back to back to back to back.
Oh no, you're talking about the actual video for Thriller.
No, I'm
And the
talking
making
about
of Thriller?
making, like the
The
bad,
making of-
I'm talking about recently the one that came out on Paramount.
You're talking about that one, but think about the time of our lives that we watched it. We watched it as grown people.
True.
Oh yeah.
So
True.
those other ones we watched in
As
real
kids.
time.
I
when
remember,
Mike
like-
was the biggest thing in the world. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
Like it's
True.
crazy. Like I got into a conversation with people online about the Victory Tour of all things, and like people were like, when they
Was it the Jacksons or the Jackson 5?
it was the
The
Jacksons.
Jacksons, yeah. The
And
Jacksons.
the thing is, a lot of people they kept referring to it as the Thriller Tour. I was like, no, it was the Victory Tour.
Yeah, it was.
You know, because
Joe.
Mike, you know, and Joe and the dude who owned the New England Patriots at the time, and what's his name with
Red
the
Mercury.
hair?
Wow.
The boxing promoter, Don King.
Yeah.
They're the one who put this together, and Mike hated the whole thing. And by the end of the
got his
tour,
curl burnt up and shit.
yeah, that too. But by the end, because it was supposed to be Quaker Oats that was supposed to do the sponsorship, but then like Don King had already accepted money from Pepsi, so they had to go with Pepsi.
It's crazy because Pepsi owns Quaker Oats now.
Yeah,
They tried to burn Mike up, man.
yeah, and
They did burn Mike up.
Oh, not try. That's why he had some. That's why he was going through stuff the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just crazy how when you talk about that particular tour, like it basically broke that family apart.
Yeah. And also, too, all of those documentaries, Mike was involved in those.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So it had his personal touch on every
He
one of
wasn't
those.
alive when they did the bad one.
The bad one?
They
He
did.
wasn't?
I think Spike Lee did bad. Yeah,
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Gobo said that's true.
There's a documentary. Spike Lee, and maybe this is why I didn't like the Thriller one as much, because Spike Lee did the bad and the off the wall. I don't know who did Thriller. It wasn't Spike.
I haven't not seen one of those. Either one of those. Only ones I've seen is Moonwalker, which was
Woody Allen.
yeah, I guess.
No. Don't
Sorry,
feed into
Moonwalker
that.
was off of the album
That was for bad. That was
was
the
for bad,
actual
yeah.
like long form video.
Yes.
Where you saw like
You wasn't even. What do you mean?
and then the Thriller, of course.
yeah. But I'm talking about when they did the documentaries about in the last 10 years.
Yeah, the newer ones, yeah.
But when they talked about what Mike's motivation was and, you know, the problems he was having with his family and his record company and how they literally didn't believe that Thriller, like they didn't believe in Thriller. And like, so he fired everybody and they were like, no, this is going to be everybody who did not believe in the vision of Thriller being the biggest album in the world, Mike fired him.
Yeah. And
Mike was a gangster.
and
People, all that
he
soft-spoken
kept that
stuff.
attitude the whole time, though.
Yeah.
He was firing people all throughout.
Yeah. If
So-
you didn't believe in the vision, you had to go.
Well, shout out to documentaries and people that weren't around when they came out.
Eating all the chicken.
Eating all the chicken. So how much time?
All
we
the
got?
hog maws.
All the pig feet. Here's the thing about Post Malone. So this is my angle on this. There was an interview that he had where he was talking about some country. They're promoting some country record that he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the gentleman that was interviewing him was basically alluding to him dealing with being called a culture vulture, him being, saying that he's a one-hit wonder, things of that nature.
That's obviously not true.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, that's cap. But how that affected him, he said he was drinking a lot to deal with it, and he said, it's all about the music, it's not about the naysayers. But him actually saying that he was hurt by being called a culture vulture. And I'm like,
Sometimes the truth hurts.
sometimes the truth hurts because I feel like he was knowingly doing and making the decisions that he made. So that's kind of goes back to what Terry was talking about in Jay Moore's theme. It comes with it. Like if you make those choices to hop around genres, there's going to be something that comes with that.
We've talked about him doing this.
Right.
Yeah, because
I've never heard his side of it, the way that he was saying how much it bothered him. And then before we go into it, I had a question, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I asked, is it a contradiction to call someone a culture vulture while commending people who listen to everything? And the reason I'm saying it is because...
Say that again.
So the culture vulture concept is people just bouncing around different genres, performing in different eras of music.
Kinda.
Okay. That's why I'm asking, because I want to see if this is correct or not. I always commend people for listening to different types of music. There are some people that can be influenced by all types of genres that just generally want to bounce around. So is there some sort of contradiction there, or am I overthinking it? Because you can have bad intentions, or you can have people that are just musically inclined and just generally want to bounce around.
I think he's still... The culture vulture thing, I think, comes from him. Like, okay, his first look was the song White Iverson. That's where I first heard of him. And that was a song that was on urban and contemporary hits radio.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the reason I know who he is.
Yeah. And then, like, just because he had that one look, he felt he could voice his opinion on hip hop. And I was like, whoa. You haven't done enough in this game for you to say what hip hop is and what it's emotional and what I just remember that rubbed me the wrong way.
That took me out too.
And then, like, what I see him now as is this country pop hybrid. And the thing is, I feel like he's good at that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just another time where I see somebody, they get into the game through what's considered to be hip hop or hip hop, if you will, and then once it's money time, and once it's time to really get on and win these awards and walk these red carpets, you divorce yourself from hip hop.
And so you're Marlboro man.
Yeah, you're out here with the shiny country outfits. You know, with somebody here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I was about to say, shout out to them.
Yeah, but it's just like, okay, that's where if you can be mad at the culture vulture, the implications, but you got to think about how people perceive what you did and how you came into the game.
Can he be, does he have a leg when he says it's not fair and, you know, he's frustrated about it, knowingly doing what
he doesn't think it's fair because he doesn't fully understand what it means to be somebody that's involved in hip hop.
Okay.
Because if you're dealing with somebody whose whole life being culture is hip hop versus me just hearing a song on the radio and I want to do this song and you do it, mind you, he was doing a whole different genre before he got on.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then he converted over. It's kind of like the Miley Cyrus type of thing.
I think the thing here is like the piece with this isn't the fact that he is going from genre to genre. Anybody can do that.
See, that's where I was going. But
my point is, though, real quick, is that he said that his feelings were hurt.
Which I think it's valid if he thinks that his feelings were hurt. I think that's okay.
I don't care about his feelings.
And that's fine. I think it's okay to not care about his feelings once he does something that diminishes hip hop after he's made his way
been extremely successful.
Right? So like, you know, like if you get called a culture vulture and you haven't really done anything to be warranted as a culture vulture, then yeah, I can understand why and if you don't understand that, I can understand why that could be frustrating. Even if you don't, I'm a white person, I get called it all the time, whether it's valid or not. But it's like, from my perspective, I feel like Post Malone, Miley Cyrus became a culture vulture not from swapping back and forth. It to me, it became that when she decided to come out and say hip hop is bad because of these reasons, and I left hip hop. Mm-hmm. She gained all that
cultural cachet,
traction, all that,
social currency, if you will, from hip hop. And then she came out and said, "No, actually, it's not that." Right. And then she went and did her own thing, and then she came back to it when it wasn't working out. To me, that is the definition of a culture vulture.
Absolutely.
From my perspective. Now, I think it gets a little bit interesting navigating this as a white person, because you have to understand that, you know, for you can be a guest in the house of hip hop.
Right.
But you can still like be a permanent guest there. Like you can live there. You can live in the guest house. You know what I mean? Like
Exhibit A, Eminem.
And so it's like, I think sometimes it just becomes very easy to pick on said white people. And again, I'm speaking just from experience, is most of the time when I get yelled at for being a culture vulture, it's just because I have an opinion. It has nothing to do with anything, being a vulture. There's no substance.
We see it all the time
behind it, right?
Yeah, we see it all the time.
And so like when that continually stacks up over and over again, yeah, my feelings get hurt because it's annoying and they don't know me and they're just judging me based upon what I look like.
And
it's like all of this stuff. So, but
they never did their Googles
for sure. And that's
fine.
But again, at the same time, like I'm not trying to center myself here, but what I'm saying is like I don't know what Post Malone did. So the stuff that you guys are talking about, like I don't know his extensive story of what he did, like what you guys just said about him.
Oh, you're talking about his okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do know specifically what Miley Cyrus did.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, and I do know the things that DJ Vlad does, and I do know the things that Adam 22 does.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, like, you can live in that for a while, you know. Yeah, I don't know.
I totally get what you're saying, but I feel like that your experience is different than his.
Probably.
Being that this is you. This is literally what you live. Right. Essentially. He literally had.
Can I see that? Go ahead. Keep going. Because this goes into.
Go ahead, man.
No, this goes into what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Go ahead. He literally had a song called White Iverson that put him on the map. As soon as that put him on the map, he switched. Now, he did do some more hip hop stuff here and there. But at the end of the day, and I don't dislike Post Malone. He actually got some good songs. I don't dislike him. Is this throwing you off?
It is.
Sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I think, yeah.
But anyway,
so I guess
the way he moves is different than the way that you move, and it's not as true to him. It's not a thread of his being this hip hop.
So at what point for him? Like, what point for somebody who just happened to get big, right?
Through hip hop. At
what point does Post Malone become said culture vulture, right? Because to Mike's second argument that he was saying, like, just the fact that he came into this knowing that he wanted to be a chameleon of sorts of musicianship, it was hip hop that blew him up. But maybe happenstance, maybe a different record came out and he blew up off country music and then he made a hip hop record.
I'm going to take some of the blame off of him and put some of the blame on the consumers. And the reason why I'm doing that is because sometimes people are so welcoming about somebody or something that they allow it to happen. So they allow it to happen, and then he moves on because he really wasn't about that. But you've already welcomed him in like, oh, he got this White Iverson song. This dude might be cool. Then he totally flipped on you, but you didn't get to know him.
What did he actually say? Like, what did he actually do? I don't even remember.
He just... As far as what he just said, his feelings were hurt because people were calling
No. I mean, like,
he said that hip hop, like, basically has no.
This was a while back.
There's no emotion. He said there was no emotion involved in hip hop.
Emotionally,
so that makes sense.
He said something. Like I said, it was just like you haven't been here long enough. You haven't done enough to say anything like that.
So if you feel like that,
you should be quiet.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. If you feel like that about hip hop, that means you're not as versed in hip hop as you think you are.
Right.
So you haven't listened to enough hip hop to think that it doesn't emotionally engulf you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. So when you say something like that out loud, and then you fast forward and say you had to deal with being called a culture vulture with drinking and alcohol and all that type of stuff, it's like, do you remember what you said back? Thank you.
You had success off of whatever you did, even after White Iverson. So I don't understand how you could blame, and that's kind of a cop out in itself. You're pointing the blame at people saying you were a culture vulture for this one song when you went a whole opposite direction, and now you're blaming it on drinking.
And the thing is, your biggest song,
like that.
One of your biggest songs is a song from the first animated Spider-Man, the one with Sway Lee.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rockstar.
Yeah. Rockstar is a big record.
Yeah,
that's a big record.
Yeah, so I'm like, I mean,
I don't feel sorry for you, dude.
I'm sorry. You talking about your drinking problem? I was like, well, I mean, yeah.
He said that's what he had to deal with to cope with
on your arena tours that you created based off this other music.
Even still, I think multiple things can be true. And here's what I'll say: I 100% agree that he engaged in culture vulturism with doing that. And I can probably also agree that I'm sure he's probably being honest that it probably affected him in a way that potentially did this, because he probably didn't
intention. There wasn't intention.
It wasn't intention. But at the same time, as a white person, when you occupy space like that, and you do stuff like that, there is guilt that's going to be built in that you just have to live with and you have to accept. And I'm sorry that he had to go through those emotions, but he needs to go through those emotions and learn what he did wrong, and then address that in that manner. And it's one of those things like, I'm sorry, but like,
this comes with it.
It comes with it. Like, I can have some empathy towards that, especially being a white person who has family members that struggle with these concepts and pretty heavily. So it's like, I can be empathetic towards it, but at the same time, it doesn't take away the accountability of the thing that he did.
So it's kind of like present day. I mean, although this whole Post Malone thing didn't happen too long ago, but like Beyonce dropping a country album, she's getting a lot of backlash from a lot of different people in different facets that claim that she's not country.
Facts.
Beyonce grew up in Houston, Texas, which I can probably guarantee you that country music is the main staple in certain parts of Texas, and Houston being included.
He's grown up around it.
And you can literally hear it in some of their language, even without music, how they speak is country. So you can't tell me that I'm not country or call me a culture vulture for using something that is literally a part of me. I think the problem with Post Malone is he didn't present it as it was a part of him because he didn't know enough about it. He understands music, he understands feelings and how to make a hit song, but he doesn't realize what hip hop means to certain people and why he would be considered culture vulture. If anything, it should have been a learning moment for him to be like, okay, I understand that, but I'm a musician and I like and enjoy hip hop.
Yeah.
And that's why I did it.
The end.
The end. It shouldn't be, I need to explain to you, well, my feelings are hurt because y'all feel this way. No, that's not what it is.
And you should not, and you know, and like I said, it was a big mistake for him to go ahead and think, okay, I get to speak on the culture of hip hop because I have this one song.
True.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake. Huge mistake.
Yeah. So I think, and to your point about Beyonce is, to Mike's original question, she's just a musician that is making music at this point. She's not profiting off of country music. If anything, country music is getting more eyes on it because
of her.
Through her.
Yes. You know, like,
they had country music at the
not,
BET Awards this
and
year.
she's not down talking country music.
Nope.
Like, she's not like, oh, you know, I was just doing that for. If she said something like that, then I could be like, okay,
If you're
maybe.
If you're smart, you take this lob that she's giving y'all and you run with it. If you're smart.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go that far though.
I think it's a lob. If Beyonce gets involved in country music,
country music's gonna be fine without Beyonce.
Yeah.
K. Michelle was kind of doing it before Beyonce, but Beyonce is Beyonce.
True.
And the thing is, the biggest country music song this year is by somebody black with the whole
Shabuzi.
Yeah, that is the number one song in the country right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to Beyonce. And the thing is, honestly, Texas Hold'em and the song she has with Miley Cyrus, I like those two Beyonce songs as much as I like any Beyonce song in her category.
Yeah.
I think those songs are fantastic, you know. And so like, but that's me as somebody who honestly not a huge Beyonce fan, but those two songs incredible to me.
They was hating on her out the gate too. They hadn't even been
wait.
Yeah,
a couple
but
weeks
they
and it was
couldn't
already
wait,
on.
and them songs was number one, and the album went to number one. And when that tour come to town, it's going to be a problem.
Yes.
Facts.
Yeah,
They're having country themed hip hop parties.
I saw
based on that all summer.
now.
I saw it. Saw it live.
Yeah,
Denim and Diamonds.
just to kind of close it out, I'll just say, like, if you're a white person that is within the culture of hip hop, speaking to you, you have to have a little bit more empathy, and you have to be able to sit back and just know when to listen, and to
know when to hold them, know when to vote.
There you go.
You know, and you know, like, you're probably wrong.
That's a good place to stop.
All right, man. So for all the education you need this year, newoldads.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And also, if you see anything where you can give us a rating, 5-star ratings are what we like. And if you don't do that at this point, you pretty much hating on us. So
become a Patreon member.
Yeah, $3 holla right now. We'll go to $5 soon. Catch us at Treese if you're in the area, August 24th.